How's everybody doing today? I just want to give a big shout out to my mother down under, Karen. Karen, thank you for upping your pledge on Patreon. It's because of you and my other patrons on Patreon that allow me to continue to do what I do and go to these places, especially a place like today, which is really special and that I'd always wanted to go to. So thank you so much, Karen. The wedding's coming up. Are you excited? I'm excited. I wish I could be down there for the wedding. I really want to walk Sean down the aisle. Oh well. Well, maybe on the second marriage. Okay, today's video. How's everybody doing today? So here I am in Dayton, Ohio at Woodland Cemetery. Historic cemetery, kind of right in the middle of downtown, just north, south, east, west, somewhere around downtown. And I'm here to visit the grave of somebody that I've always admired, that I've always wanted to see. You may not know his story. I'm going to tell you his story. His name is Jordan Anderson. And his story is pretty incredible. So I've come in the main cemetery gates, made a left, and driven all the way along the road. This cemetery is huge. Like, it's really, really big. But I've been told this is the Civil War section area, roughly. And Jordan's grave will be around here. So back in the 1800s, Jordan Anderson was a slave working on General Paulding Anderson's plantation down in Tennessee. And then he was gifted to General Paulding Anderson's son, Patrick Henry. Then when Union Army soldiers camped on the plantation, they overtook it, and then when the Civil War ended, as we know, the slaves were freed, Jordan Anderson moved up here to Ohio and did a few different jobs, and then started working at a church, taking care of the grounds, that sort of thing. So what's interesting about Jordan Anderson's story is, well, see, I should preface it by saying, in Canada, I've said this before, we don't learn American history. We just don't. We learn Canadian history and world history, but not specifically American history. So a lot of stuff that we learn is from how we learn about American history is through movies, through movies back in the day, and books if you were keen to read. I started reading more about American history as I got older, like really got into it. And that's how I learned Jordan's story and what he did, and then came somewhat really focused on it, and it was a little while ago. I always wanted to come out here. Now, I have a feeling that this might be it right here, denoted with this little flag beside the marker, because he is on part of a tour. That doesn't read anything. Yeah, so they do tours throughout this cemetery, and that is not Jordan's grave. I thought it was. So it's going to be a little harder than I thought. I will find it though. But yeah, like I was saying, we don't learn American history in Canada, growing up in Canada. So I've had to learn it all myself. Teach myself, I was interested, so I just read. And Jordan Anderson's story is one that's really, really special and really important. And as soon as we get there, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about why his story is important. Or, well, how it's important. And why he's a special man. In completely the wrong area. Well, not really. I was just over there. But now I'm really Torrington. I'm not sure where where to go from here. Now, I listened to the lady. She said by the fence. There's a fence down there. That fence is too far, and nobody's buried down there. So I'm thinking I should listen when people speak and talk to me and tell me and help me. But I always think that I know best, and I usually don't. Look at these old graves, though, right on the hill here. They've been here for a really long time. Wow. See here? I don't like to walk on somebody's grave ever. I don't obviously never walk on the stone, but it's hard if you're in cemeteries a lot, especially ones like this where they're really old. It's hard not to walk across someone's grave. I don't think it's disrespectful if you're not meaning to. If you're, and also people, when they pay respects, you come in and kneel before the gravestone. I know when I visit my father or other family members, you sit down on the grass right on top of where they would be buried underneath. Now, walking across is a little different, of course, but you kind of got to make your way. And when it's not done with any ill intent or malice, I don't think it's disrespectful at all. Just like these people tried to make their way through life, that's what we're trying to do, right? Now I got to go through this. I don't know. Okay, this is a little more daunting. But I'm going to go down towards the fence where I was told to go. But these graves are a little, some look newer. It's really hard to tell. I think I'm in the right area. I think they forgot something there. Still looking for Mr. Anderson's grave. The sun has come out. Beautiful day. And it's a nice walk. So Jordan, when he was back living here, when he was living here in Ohio after he was freed, he was with his wife and his children here. And then he got a letter. And the letter was from his former owner, slave owner, Patrick Henry Anderson, asking him if he would come back to work on the plantation because it was in disarray, the crops were dying, and he had no help, so he needed Jordan back. So Jordan wrote a letter. It's got to be around here somewhere. My goodness. I'm pretty sure it's a stand-up one, so it's supposed to be easily spotted. Well, when they're stand-up ones, they're not supposed to be, but you would think they are. So after Jordan wrote the letter, it became a media sensation, and it was reprinted in newspapers, magazines, and yeah, it's just really funny how he responds to him. Because pretty much he says, oh, okay, yes, I'll give you the brief. Yeah, sure, I'll come back, but let's talk about what the benefits are for me. Then he asks about back pay. Then he talks about the time that Patrick Henry shot at him. Really, really just, I see it. There we go. Oh, you witnessed that as it was happening. Yeah, he really gave it to his former slave owner good. Really just, and it's awesome. Right here. And this is his wife beside him here. So Jordan lived to the age of 70. No, wait. Yeah, 70, and it was reported that he died of exhaustion. That was the official cause of death, exhaustion. It's a big rock. So if you come in, make a left at the main cemetery gates, just go up the road a bit, and on your right. See, I was looking down on my left the whole time, but he was right here the whole time. So I may not be doing Jordan's story enough justice. I encourage you to read more about him and his story. It's really, really fascinating and interesting. So let me read part of the letter now and some parts of it. And yeah, well, I'll show you some pictures of, well, there's not many pictures of Jordan available online, but I'll show you more of his grave and the surroundings as I read it. What he wrote to the former slave owner Patrick Henry Anderson. Oh, by the way, his farm, his plantation, didn't make it. Sorry. Now I'm just going to read little parts from it. It's a longer letter. Sir, I got your letter and was glad to find that you had not forgotten Jordan and that you wanted me to come back and live with you again, promising to do better for me than anybody else can. I would have gone back to see you all when I was working in the Nashville hospital, but one of the neighbors told me that Henry intended to shoot me if he ever got a chance. Mandy says she would be afraid to go back without some proof that you were disposed to treat us justly and kindly, and we have concluded to test your sincerity by asking you to send us our wages for the time we served you. This will make us forget and forgive old scores and rely on your justice and friendship in the future. I served you faithfully for 32 years and Mandy 20 years. At $25 a month for me and $2 a week for Mandy, our earnings would amount to $11,680. Add to this the interest for the time our wages have been kept back and deduct what you paid for our clothing and 3 doctor's visits for me and pulling a tooth for Mandy, and the balance will show what we are in justice entitled to. Please send the money by Adams Express in care of V. Winters, Esquire, Dayton, Ohio. We trust the good Maker has opened your eyes to the wrongs which you and your fathers have done to me and my fathers in making us toil for you for generations without recompense. Say howdy to George Carter and thank him for taking the pistol from you when you were shooting at me. From your old servant, Jordan Anderson. So yeah, that's Jordan. That's his story. That's a bit of the letter. I encourage you to go online and read more about Jordan Anderson, because I may not have given it the proper enough heft, enough description in the story. It's all from memory. Yeah, right. It's a true American hero right there. That's for sure. Rest in peace, Amanda. Rest in peace, Jordan. And I hope if maybe you know the story, you want to add more to it below. I love that. I love reading what people have to add. Or if you didn't know the story, I'm glad I could introduce Jordan to you. Peace out.